Hey everybody, how's it going? It's William with Copper Jacket TV, and today we're going to be diving deeper into what's happening in San Jose with the insurance mandate. Now, this is a very important topic because we know that things that start off in California, even at a city level, can end up spreading to other cities and maybe the entire state. And if that happens, you're going to see stuff like this start to happen across the country. So this is one of those things that needs to be stopped now. There's already been a lawsuit filed by the NAGR. They're trying to overturn it. There's going to be more lawsuits in the future, but this is a really important topic. So let's talk about what they're actually asking for, whether or not it even exists, and what they're trying to do here. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what's going on here. Just in case you haven't heard, the city of San Jose in the state of California has decided that they're going to issue another mandate. Mandates seem to be the in thing right now. It seems to be the cool thing to do, so they're going to go ahead and jump on that bandwagon and issue yet another mandate. This mandate, however, affects anybody who has partaken in the Second Amendment. If you live in the city of San Jose and you are a firearms owner, you are now forced by this mandate to have some type of liability insurance. So that's the basic idea of what's going on here. So let's go ahead and dive into it a little bit deeper. Now, I made a video about this when the mayor was, still considering the mandate. He hadn't actually gone through with the mandate quite yet. And at the time, I thought they were trying to get people to get some type of criminal liability insurance, and that's just not going to happen. Nobody, no insurance company out there is going to cover that. And so basically, they're making a mandate for something that doesn't exist. It's like making a mandate that if you live there, you have to own a pink flying unicorn. It does not exist. Now, after they actually release the ordinance, and you can read it, if you go down to page 7, you'll actually read exactly what they're looking for in the liability insurance, and it looks like it's for accidental or negligent incidents. So it's not necessarily a criminal incident, it's a negligent or accidental incident. That doesn't make it any better. That doesn't make it all right. Oh, okay, well, I'm good with the mandate now because, it's only for, negligence, and there's already companies out there that do that. So if there's companies out there that'll provide that service, then we should just be okay with it. No, I'm not okay with it. Basically, what you're doing is you're adding on a tax, a monthly fee for practicing your rights. A monthly fee to practice your rights. Could you imagine if they applied that to anything else? The First Amendment, the Fifth Amendment? Well, I know you want to stay silent, you don't want to self-incrimination, all that. I understand that, but you forgot to pay your fee this month, so you're going to have to tell us what happened. So obviously it doesn't work, right? I mean, you can't apply one thing to one right, but then say that it's too much for another right. Second Amendment is not a second-class right. It needs to be treated equal to all other rights, and it's not a second-class right. I can tell you that much. It needs to be treated as absolute, just like everything else seems to be, even though our First Amendment seems to be kind of going downhill lately as well. Regardless, right now I believe there's only 2 companies in the entire country that offer what they seem to be looking for. Again, because it's very vague. If you, again, read what they're looking for in the last chapter on page 7, it's vague in what they're looking for. It just says liability. It doesn't say what it needs to cover. It doesn't say, what level of liability insurance you need to have. It doesn't say, how much coverage or anything like that. It just says coverage. And so, again, they left it very vague and difficult to understand whether you even have what they're looking for to begin with. But like I said, there's 2 companies, I think, in the entire country. You have Right to Bear and USCCA that offer these types of coverages. And here's what I can tell you, that neither of them is going to support a law like this. As a matter of fact, I spoke to Right to Bear this morning, and they were like, we don't support this at all, because we believe it should be somebody's choice. We'd like to earn your business. If you choose to, be a member with us and have that liability insurance, that's great. But we don't want to see the government mandate it where people have to get it. They don't believe in it at all, just like myself. So even the companies that work in this space do not agree with that mandate. And that should tell you a little bit of something. Again, they're taking away people's personal choice. They're taking your freedom of choice away from you, and they're mandating that you get something, which essentially makes it a tax. If you are saying that you must buy something, you must pay for something on a monthly basis for life, just based on your exercise of a right, then they're taxing that right. And that is another thing that makes this mandate a mandate that needs to be overturned, a mandate that's essentially illegal. Now, we have some time to overturn it. Again, I don't think it starts until August, but in the meantime, we need to be making sure that we push back against this as hard as possible, because some people might look at this and go, well, that's just a common sense idea. That's one of those words they like to throw around. It's just a common sense idea. I mean, if you drive a car, you should have some type of liability insurance, and if you're doing something like this, then you might as well have liability insurance as well. It just makes sense. Well, here's one thing that you need to remember about that. If you talk to somebody who is in that frame of mind that, well, if you drive a car, you have insurance, so you should have insurance for this as well. Driving a car is not a right. Driving a car is not specifically mentioned in the Constitution. Driving a car on the road is a privilege. That's why you get a license to do it, because it is a privilege. And guess what? That privilege can be revoked at any time because it was issued by the government. The other right, or the other thing, is a right that cannot be taken away by the government. It is a right. It is foundational. It is permanent, period. And so, yes, you can say, well, if you want to get that license, if you want to actually get on the road, you need to have insurance. But for a right, you cannot do that. You cannot tax a right. Now, I know I kind of rambled on there, but this one really kind of chaps me. Because I don't like the whole idea of essentially a fee or a tax to practice one of your rights, and I don't want to get on this slippery slope. I don't want to see this go downhill from here and start spreading. Right now, it's stuck to a city. It's like getting a little itty bitty tiny cut, and that cut started to get infected, right? Well, if you leave it alone, you could end up losing the entire arm. So what do? You go ahead and you take care of that little teeny tiny cut so that it doesn't spread. That's what we have here with San Jose. We want to make sure that this doesn't spread to other cities, and now the fight's just so big that it's difficult to put a stop to it. So we have to stop it now, and hopefully we'll see plenty more lawsuits coming down the pipeline, and hopefully we can turn this over before it starts in August. So again, San Jose, good luck. Hopefully you guys have a good team fighting for it. I know you do already with the lawsuits that were taking place, but we'll stay on top of this one. I'll bring you guys any news if it changes. Thank you all again very much for watching Copper Jacket TV. Have a great day.